Hello and welcome back to another episode of Everybody's Got a Podcast. This is going to be episode number 12, right? Number 12, it's a good one for no particular reason other than the fact that I like the number 12. Fun fact, when I played football, soccer, as a kid, I was number 12. So maybe this is my podcast. Well, it is my podcast. I do this all. Anyways, we're going to be back with another episode with Nastya. Of course, this time will be in English. So, if you're expecting another Russian episode, it'll come in the future. But today is not that day, unfortunately. Hope you like it, though. Let's get into it. All right, Nastya, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you, Christopher?
Oh, I'm quite good. It's been a pretty wonderful day for me. Today's been a nice walk in the park. Literally, had a walk in the park. Didn't mean to make a pun there. So what have you been up to today? How's your week been?
Yeah, well, my week was pretty interesting. Maybe just a little bit not different from any other weeks.
Okay.
In something like unusual way. But yeah, so as we are closer to the summer, so it's almost summer, and a lot of my groups, they had their last lessons this week. And now we are waiting for exams.
Okay.
However, there are still some groups which we continue learning, studying.
How many exams? Like how many exams are each group gonna get? Just one?
Yeah, just one. Well, I mean, because it's for my lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so exam in English. Well, for example, the journalist student, they have exam in English, exam in literature, something like that.
I do not miss exams.
Yeah.
That is like the one thing from school, from university that like I know a lot of people are like, oh, you miss the pressure, you miss the whatever. No. Get exams out of my life. I'm happy to give them to students, and they may look at like, oh, you're just sitting there reading your book while we're taking an exam, and it's yes, I already did my time.
Yeah.
I went to university. I went to school. I don't have to do these exams again. So sit down and do your exam.
Yeah, and also this week I had the exam for my correspondence students. I guess that in America you don't really have something like that. It's just like we called it also like distant study, but it was distant before coronavirus and all the thing, before lockdown. It means that they appear at university for 2 weeks twice a year.
Yeah.
And it's like very short course. And yeah, so and
Wait, so they do like their whole studies in those 2 weeks, or what? Like how?
yeah, it's supposed that they receive a lot of work and they do it individually, and they have diploma where it's also written that they were at this type of study.
Yeah.
So sometimes, when you, for example, want to start a job, and they might look that you have like correspondence study or something like distance study, and they will think should you get the position or not.
Oh, so is it seen as like worse or better? Worse?
Of course,
Seems like
worse.
Yeah. It sounds like you're basically just studying by yourself. What's the point then? What's the point of going to university if you got to study everything yourself?
Well, yeah, it's you are also getting some knowledge and what you need, and also that you are certificate on that level, so certificate on the level of higher education that you can get through it. And maybe sometimes it's supposed to be more also difficult, because it's like, of course you need to study a lot by yourself, and for example, if you are just right after school decide to do that, it's like, I guess it's really hard.
Yeah. No, not for. I mean, I loved it. That was part of one of my favorite parts of university, was actually going to class. And I in my university, well, I think in every university, there's tons of people who just skip every class. They just I'm not gonna go for whatever reason. I don't know, because you pay for it. But I always loved going to class. That's a shame. These people only get to go for 2 weeks out of the whole year or semester.
A semester, yeah.
Gotcha. That's. No. And what kind of degrees are they doing? Is it just any degree or what?
Well, at some specialties, it's impossible to have this degree. To be on like correspondence study, because for example, at where we were, like it's like foreign languages department, it's impossible. So there is no such thing as distance learning or something like that. I mean, corresponding or something. And so it's just you can get bachelor degree and master.
A master's degree too. Just
yeah.
showing up twice a year.
Maybe a little bit more,
Okay.
I guess like months or even more, but I don't remember exactly because I've never come across with that completely. I just like heard about it because I'm in a system, yeah, of course. But as I'm like a part of foreign department, we don't really have this distant thing. Only, well, for example, my student, like I work from foreign languages department, but my student there like economics management or something like that. I mean, who is doing correspondence study.
Yeah. What's the benefit to doing this though? Like, why
Well,
would you do correspondence?
First, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And the second reason is that it takes less time than you can work.
Yeah,
I got it. Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it. It just feels like, I may as well just go online and buy some books myself and do it,
Yeah, well,
So, I
yeah.
could.
But yeah, it's only mostly like that, but only you get certificate that you really read it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you get a little piece of paper.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all life is, right? Collecting pieces of paper that says you can do stuff.
Yeah. So, well, how was your week?
My week was fantastic. Oh my god, let me tell you about my week. So, my week has been great because several things, right? Obviously the same as well. I teach, so like I finished my final week of my teenage classes, which means now I am left with only my adult classes, which is great. Because that means I've got a lot more free time. Because, like, at my school, teenage classes, they start, like, early afternoon, and adult classes, they start in the evenings, like 7:30, which is fantastic now because that means I start at, like, 7:15 pretty much every day. Now, I've got some other individuals and private students, which means I'll start a little bit earlier, like 5 o'clock every day. But that still means I'm only working, like, 4 hours a day, depending. And on Fridays, I generally don't work as well.
Cool.
Depends on one of my students though, because they want to do just whatever days they're free in the week, and it's fine for me because I'm getting well. It's a good job.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. it. That was the start of my week because, well, one, I've been reading this book. If anybody's ever heard of it, it's called Elantris. It's Brandon Sanderson. Fantastic book. Like, I can't remember the last time I was so entranced by a book. Then I want to say that when I started Lord of the Rings when I was a kid. I read Lord of the Rings when I was in elementary school, which maybe is not the most typical elementary school reading out there, but I read Lord of the Rings, and I was obsessed with Lord of the Rings because I watched the movies. And I always remember just being so entranced by it. Now this book, again, it's taken me. I've been struggling to read it for 2 years now. After 2 years, I'd read about 200 pages of it, but for whatever reason, the ball got rolling, and this week, I read 300 pages of that book in like 3 days.
Cool.
So I've absolutely been smashing through it, and it's been fantastic. And now, actually, it's been so good that I'm actually reaching this point of I'm upset because I know the book is going to finish soon. Have you ever had that with a book?
No, I guess no.
No?
You mean a book like that, or
where it's like you're getting to the end of the book that you're reading, and it's so good that you're upset that the book is ending.
Of course. Yeah, well, I guess it's like many times, and especially mostly I read a lot when I was at high school, and it was like any book almost. And also I was very touched by any endings, and of course I cried, and it's difficult for me to say was I crying because it was of a sad ending or because the perfect book was finished. Yeah.
I haven't read that book, unfortunately, so I wouldn't know. But I'm sure it's great. And I'm sure it's so tearful, tears of joy, tears of sadness, all sorts of tears. I'm sure it's a fantastic book. But that is not just the start of my week, because I was mostly happy because I was smashing through the book, but also, as I said, because I've got loads of free time now. And I'm very happy about that, because now I get to pursue my dreams. And I've got some big plans for the summer.
Yeah, what's the plan and what's your dream?
So I know it's only episode 12, but I want to start some corners, right? Corners is when you got your own little subsection of the podcast where you talk about whatever it is that you do. Every podcast has corners. Well, every good podcast has corners, and as we know, everybody's got a podcast, so everybody's got corners. Right?
Okay, yeah.
You said the name of the show.
I said it in a previous podcast.
That's true. I feel like that's not to get too sidetracked, but here I'm going to get sidetracked real quick. That's always like, do you ever do that? Like when you're watching a movie and someone says the name of the movie, you're just like, oh,
yeah, he knows,
Yeah.
they know, yeah.
They said it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, going back, right, to my plans for the summer, fantastic plans. I'm excited. You're excited. You don't know what they are, but I know you're excited. I can see it in your face.
I hope that I'm excited, yeah.
No, you know what they are. We already talked about it before, right? Our lives exist outside of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways, what I've been doing, I've been running, which is, anybody who knows me would go, what? He's been running? You know, that was probably painful to listen to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, jealous.
No, but anybody who knows me would be absolutely shocked to find out that I enjoy running now. Because I have never enjoyed running. I spent $700 on a bicycle so I wouldn't have to run. Still love my bicycle. But, but now I do. And that's because, the doctor prescribed me as being fat back in April. And I took that as a challenge to, I needed to go lose weight, obviously. You need to go run, you need to diet and exercise and things like that. So I took up running. I don't have a bike. Well, I do have a bike here, but it's broken. Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel like fixing it. I thought, it's easier just to slap on my shoes, go for a run. Mm-hmm. And, it's that easy, actually. It's that easy to go for a run. Do you like to run?
Well, yeah, I quite like running. I also had running in high school and at university, mostly because of this competitive way of doing running in a group. And I really hate it. I was just like, oh, well, okay, guys, you're running faster than me, then run out of me. And that's all, yeah. So, when I also wanted to lose weight once. And, once. No, the second time maybe then. But yeah, so...
The eternal struggle.
Yeah. And it really helped me once. And, when I started doing it myself, and I do that in a quite usual park, but still it was a park. It was a part of fun of going somewhere to run and it was quite easy, and I really enjoyed it. I really thought, and I really felt that thing when you run, you just with your thoughts, and you think that about your life too, but sometimes you just do some other things, just listen to music or something else. But then I didn't do run for some years because I moved, and in my district is not really comfortable running because there are just cars everywhere. There is no sidewalks, pathways. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, see, no. Where I live, it's perfect for running. There's trees and there's paths and everything like that. And we've got amazing parks near here, and one of my favorite ones, you just hop on the train for 5 minutes, because you went there with me, right?
Also,
I don't need to explain this to you.
Too, yeah.
I'm explaining it to the listeners, right? If you know, right? You know where I live, you know what the park is. If you don't know where I live, doesn't matter, right? I'll tell you about it, right? So the park that we go running in sometimes, it's a really big park. I'm not going to give any names, but it's a big park. It's kind of park. It's half park, half forest, mostly forest, some park. Basically like a forest with paths cut through it, which sounds like a park, yeah, but it's if you went there, you'd go, this is less park than forest, right? And I love it because I feel like there's just an infinite number of paths you can just go through. There's always some sort of beautiful little hidden alcove just kind of waiting for you, just kind of in there.
Yeah, it's also, good to mention that there are also some historical buildings there.
Well,
and,
yeah, okay.
Rivers, lakes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The rivers and the lakes are the fun parts.
And historical buildings.
Rivers and lakes.
Historic, okay.
No, there's lots. There's a palace there. And there's other historical buildings. But I feel like you don't go to that park for the historical buildings.
But why? They're part of a view.
Yeah, but if you want to see historical buildings, you can just go to St. Petersburg, And you go there. I would say you go there once for the historical buildings.
Oh.
But I feel like people who go there often aren't going there for the buildings.
Oh, well, well, for me, it's a part of her sights, like a part of you, which I enjoy there. And I do not only enjoy like trees and grass and water, I enjoy also that it's all, they all surround the historical buildings, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I've always been a big person into nature. You know, for me, it's I want to go see the flowers and the trees and the rivers and the moths and the caterpillars and the centipedes and every one of which one of my creepy crawly friends crawling around the ocean floor. The ocean floor.
Yeah.
Sorry, the park floor, not the ocean. I'm not going to the ocean.
SpongeBob?
No ocean for me. Screw the ocean.
Yeah, you said that you hate swimming, right?
I hate the ocean.
What?
No,
Why?
I'm joking.
Oh, my heart was close to break. Break. Yeah.
No, I mean I grew up in Florida. So I like the ocean. I like sitting in the ocean, but the ocean is full of dangerous animals. You know, it's like the forest, but worse because those animals can 3 dimensions. They can come from you. They can come side and front and back, and then up below you. Like you just sit there. The shark just eats you from the bottom. Probably unlikely, but you know, sharks can't come from beneath you. I mean, a bear. Let's say you're in the forest. A bear can only come from front and back, side to side.
Yeah, not from below.
Not from below you.
Yeah, right.
I don't know of any tunneling bears.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Anyways, we were talking about running.
Yeah.
And so no. I like running there because it's amazing. It's a beautiful place, infinite number of paths. And I like that because for me, like I used to try running around the block. And running around the block is incredibly boring to me. And that's why I always hated running because I didn't know like how to run. I didn't know what I enjoyed in running. I don't enjoy just straight running, run. I like to run, walk. For me, that's more interesting. You know, it's about keeping your heart rate up. And then, you know, having a nice place where I can make one big loop. That's for me is a lot more enjoyable because if you just keep going a small loop over and over and over, you're literally just doing it. I feel like you're just grinding out the miles rather than having fun with it.
Oh, I don't know. Like, yeah, for running, I guess it's the same for me. But I also really enjoy swimming, and I go to swim in a swimming pool. Yeah, so I mean, not in a lake,
As
in a
one
lake,
does, yeah.
not in a river. Yeah, in a swimming pool, and well, you know, just it's like very simple. I mean, it's like pool. Yeah, so there is just like line where you can just swim and there is nothing you can enjoy, and I mean sights or something like that. Nothing would change. Well, maybe some old woman will disturb you or bother you, but in general, yeah, nothing like really. Well, it can be said that it's quite monotonous for some people, but for
me.
Yeah, for example, yeah, but for me it's just like a part of fun is especially being in water and to do movements in water, and I really like it and I really enjoy it, but also, oh my god, well, to be honest, it's like kind of like not shame, but you know, I like I had it in my childhood when I watched American Top Model, something like that.
America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, America's Next Top Model, and I don't remember how old I was, but I remember that they had a photo shoot in water, and when the Tyra Banks said like, you should open your eyes, you shouldn't breathe, and when I was in a river with my friends and in lakes in my area, I was trying to do it like to pretend that I'm also having photo shooting, and this week I also went to the swimming pool, and I thought like, where is camera? If it's supposed to be there, what I should do? And I tried to do like to be under the water without breathing with open eyes. And well, you know, it's kind of fun. And it also takes some minutes for me before actual swimming. Yeah, that's what I told you. It's hilarious. Sorry for that. I'd better not say it.
It sounds painful on your eyes though. Oh, I remember, having open eyes in the pool at my dad's house, and it was chlorinated. You get out, you're like, my eyes. Anyways, so to counteract this entire conversation where we talked about health and fitness, I had ice cream today. And I know you had ice cream today as well.
What an ice cream you had.
We had ice cream because we went out for a walk, right?
Yeah,
and it was
a long walk.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it was a long walk. We'll get to that in a second because that's more fitness. And we just talked about fitness, but ice cream. What flavor did you have?
Well, as we were at Cruiseville, I decided to take mint with chocolate.
Okay.
With just small pieces of chocolate. Because, just decided to do that. And, what about yours? I know, I tried yours. And Christopher took chocolate ice cream. And it was better than mine.
Belgian chocolate ice cream.
Sorry, Belgian.
Don't leave out the good name of Belgium because it was fantastic. Oh my.
Yeah, well, it was better than mine.
It was. And I hate to say it, actually, I don't. It was really good ice cream. And I kind of wish I had more, but as they say, you gotta have small quantities of good stuff or else you overdose on it, you have too much. And I certainly didn't have too much chocolate ice cream. It was really good. And I don't know, I feel like I remember last summer as well. Like last summer, I had this big ice cream kick. And I think it was also just simply due to coronavirus and having nothing to do. And it was just hot outside every day. So I would just have I would go out for a walk for I don't know, 30 minutes or something like that. Not 30 minutes, probably about 2 or 3 hours because I had nothing to do because of coronavirus. And then every day I'd come home, I'd get a tiny ice cream. And I say tiny, I mean probably about 10 centimeters or whatever. I don't know how many centimeters that is. It's 4 inches, 5 inches for you people with the Americans out there. And and I'd get a little ice cream, vanilla or chocolate or whatever flavor they would have. Pistachio is my number one.
Oh, yeah, I love pistachio.
So good. Yeah. So good, right?
Oh, well.
Anyways, I'd come home, I'd have my ice cream, and I would just be like, yes, this is what life is all about. Having a nice ice cream after going for a walk. So, do you prefer ice cream in a bowl or a cone? What do you think?
Doesn't matter for me.
Doesn't matter. Do you have a preference on cone? Do you like waffle cone or the styrofoam nasty cone?
No, I don't have any preferences.
I'm a waffle cone type of guy. I feel like it's a bit of a traditionalist, I don't know. Is it traditional to eat ice cream out of a bowl or a waffle cone? I feel like if you're going to go cone, you got to get a waffle cone.
Yeah, waffle.
Oh, yeah. Because the styrofoam ones, they sell them in the little packages. You don't go to an ice cream parlor and they don't give you one of those styrofoamy cones, And when I say styrofoam, it's not actual styrofoam, but it's I don't know, church communion wafer type of cracker. It's just nasty. And a waffle cone though, a good waffle cone with good ice cream. Mwah. If you couldn't see it, that was a chef's kiss. Mwah. It was so good. I feel like I need some more of that in my life. Absolute more of that in my life. So, but anyways, we went for a walk today as well. That was fun. Where did we go? Where was it?
It was a park.
A park.
But where we were first before park?
Well, we went to eat sushi beforehand.
Yeah, yeah. And after that, we went to park. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought you were gonna tell me a little bit more. No, we did. We went to go eat sushi, and it was, I would say, 10 out of 10 good.
Yeah, sushi was really perfect.
Oh my god, it was so good.
Oh yeah, it was really good. It was perfect.
All right, we're not gonna drone on about the sushi though. No, we're not gonna drone on about the sushi because mine was really good. Let me tell you about my sushi. It was a grill roll, which means it has all the melted cheese and stuff on top. Decadence, right? If Decadence was a sushi roll, this was it. And it was really good. It had unagi sauce on there. It had the cheese. It had some sort of fish. I forget what it was called. It's called a Japanese snap tail or back snap something snapjack. I don't know. You may know. I don't know. But it was really good and it had of course rice in there and some bit of vegetables and stuff like that. Oh, it was so fantastic. And then of course we had green tea as well in those mugs. I wanted to steal them. They wouldn't. Do you think they would have been angry if I'd stolen one of the mugs?
I guess, yeah.
You think so?
Maybe you can buy from them.
Maybe I can. Maybe I can just go say, I don't want to buy any of your sushi. I want to buy your mugs.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Not? Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, after that, we went to the park. Tell me about the park. What was it like?
It was mostly like a field where people decided to grow trees in rows. And there is also a very narrow lake. I mean, it's just like long, narrow, but it's like,
Is it a lake?
yeah, I guess. No? Do you think
Oh,
it's...
you mean that? Yeah. Okay, the one in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
one
got
in the
you.
middle, yeah.
Okay.
As the entrance.
I thought you were talking about the tiny river we walked past.
No. It was like spring, yeah.
Yeah.
Springs, yeah.
I don't think it's a spring. I don't know any I don't know any springs around here. Do they have springs around here?
I thought like they can be not only hot,
Well, I mean, I don't know any springs around here though.
but well, like underground waters.
Yeah.
Is different from springs.
No, it's a spring. I just didn't know there were springs around here. That's what I was asking. That's why we got springs around here.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't just like... Yeah, well, St. Petersburg is built on,
Yeah, it's
on
like
water.
built on a swamp, yeah.
Yeah, on a swamp, and so water is everywhere, and why there can be underwater things.
don't
Or
know,
underground water.
I didn't know there was springs around here. I just hadn't heard of that, so I was asking.
How do you
about it.
think then the water was there?
How did like the water source? I don't know. I didn't think about
Do
it.
you think people pour water
No.
in forest?
No.
Then what?
Do you think about the water source of every river that you walk past? You think, where does this water come from?
Well, I thought just that it might be. At least I think that it's like artificial man-made thing, or it was underground waters. I think about it.
Well, those waters come from. I know they flow from up north in the city, or I guess technically south or something like that. But I do know that the water that flows in those rivers does come from. You can follow them, and they go up north. They'll go up towards Sofia and past there. There's rivers, and there's lots of it flowing underground from out there.
Oh, interesting.
So you can follow the rivers, and they're quite cool. They're quite interesting, and I don't know exactly where they lead from, but you definitely can follow them. So, but the lake that we passed does have a beach as well. Volleyball on there. We didn't play any volleyball though. We should play volleyball.
We should do so many things.
Absolutely, we should. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, this week I also was at, just on Friday, I was at General Staff Building of Hermitage.
Okay.
Oh, well, I didn't tell you that only this week I have known that Hermitage. What? Well, because I thought, like, what does it mean, Hermitage? Do you know?
Well, hermitage is like it's like secluding yourself out in a faraway place. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I thought, like, why is in the Catherine Palace, like in Pushkin, they also have Hermitage, and in Petrhov they have the Hermitage. I thought, like, why? And then just like, oh my god, I got it. But it's interesting that now the whole Winter Palace is called Hermitage.
I don't know why.
I think that just nice name.
I guess originally it would have been like, maybe it was just the most famous location in the building. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. But I feel like maybe, I don't know. Did you know rich people in England, I think, used to pay hermits to stay on their land?
Oh.
I don't remember exactly why, but it was like they would pay hermits to stay on. I think it was just because it was kind of exotic and it was kind of cool to just have some smelly homeless guy living in your backyard. But I mean, these were rich people, so they had vast backyards. Quite different from the ones that we have.
Yeah.
Anyways. So, I think we could probably go ahead and wrap it up there. I think we had a pretty good conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So good. It was nice to recap our week. And I hope you enjoyed this new style of format. So, let me go ahead and do the actual outro in 3, 2, 1. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We had a good time recording this new format. We tried to go for more of a conversationalist style format so you wouldn't have to kind of wait and think like, oh, this week's topic just isn't for me. I figured sometimes we just talk about ourselves. We just talk and just give you something to listen to while you do the dishes. Something nice. That's what I do. I listen to podcasts while I do the dishes, while I go for runs, while I just do whatever it is that I do. So I hope you enjoyed it. We had fun recording it. Today's episode is sponsored by matcha. We were both having cups of matcha while we were doing this. If you like matcha, please let me know. Right? I like it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's very tasty. If you like it too, send me a message about what you like about matcha. Let me know. Right? Let me know. Maybe you've got specific styles that you do. Maybe you can make like a matcha cappuccino or whatever, I don't know. But As you could also see, there was no trivia for this week. That's just simply because, well, some weeks don't have trivia, right? Sometimes I just can't come up with a good question that I feel really is a good question, good enough for the week. So, I hope you enjoyed it still without the trivia. And as always, if you really enjoyed it, make sure you share it with your friends or you listen to it 3 or 4 times or something like that. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you next week because I know you'll be back because, well, we all like hanging out, don't we? Anyways, have a wonderful week and goodbye.